Before I start, I need to say that some of the content that you're about to see has some very strong language and themes during the video. I mean, this is what happens when you go after multiple groups of people in the most derogatory way possible, but that'll be relevant later. Video description is advised. In my first semester of college, one of the first classes I've taken was Psychology 101, and one of the topics that we've discussed was define normal. I don't remember that much because it's been almost 2 years ago, but what I do remember is I kind of struggled actually defining the word normal, and it's probably because what I define as normal can be different towards my peers. And it mostly stems on different backgrounds, different ways of living, etc. However, according to my second favorite YouTuber of all time, AndyPants Gaming, there's apparently a war on normal people. The funny thing is, this isn't even the first time I even mentioned that video, because in my more recent videos, I'd said this. It just proves my point about how they say the same shit to push the narrative that Western gamers hate, gamers or quote-unquote normal people. But during that time, I had no interest of making that video because I do not want to know what he was saying in that video. Until I discovered that he was taking shots at Dead Domain. If you don't know who Dead Domain is, or at least in this context, they were the ones that played his very awful game where he basically goes and stereotypes almost every single minority group that he doesn't agree with in the most derogatory way possible. And a little bit of CSAM in there, but that'll be relevant later. And when I actually watched the video,
this might just be AndyPants' most delusional videos yet.
I mean, most of AndyPants' videos are very extreme and delusional, but this is high up there with one of the most delusional in his catalog. It's to a point that I tried to decide whether or not I wanted to make this video or not via a community post. And for the 2 comments, they said yes, so here I am. Plus a little bonus, I showed this video to Snowbricks if you want to make a reaction video or not, because I know that his reaction will be revolutionary, and this is what he has to say. So hopefully I get this video done before he gets this video done. Yeah. However, in my ranting for vengeance video, I said this, and it's also one of the reasons that this will be the last video on this kid on this channel, because not only he's super predictable, but his content is mostly the same, with the same talking points almost every time. Even though I still stand by everything that I said there, I'm still making a video on AndyPants despite it, because for some reason he keeps on doing lower and lower and lower. And hopefully this time, this will be the last video on AndyPants on this channel, because I feel like if I make a video on AndyPants every single time he says some stupid shit, it will be way more videos on my channel, and also I find it kind of lame. So yeah, anyways, yap session out the way, let's begin. 700 subscribers, here we come.
Has anybody else noticed that every TV show, video game, movie, and media conglomerate is spending billions trying to get you to hate things that are good?
Within 9 seconds of this video, he already started to do his usual bullshit. Like in the first frame, he censors Jewish. I don't need to explain anything there. And then he mentions heroic black queens, as if that's a bad thing. I don't know about y'all, but if you see black people not being bad people, or white people being evil people, and you just freak the shit out being, they have a agenda against white people, I feel like you're overthinking it a little bit. And don't get me started on the Netflix media that he shows. Like, who the fuck is defending cuties, bro? If there's people who actually defends cuties, then they need to be investigated, bro.
I'm talking to you, Sneeko.
And also Thunder Force. Who even remembers Thunder Force in the big 2026, bro? As for the other Media Day shows, I even know some of these things even existed up until now. For example, Moxie. What the? Why do I even care about Moxie for your point? The only Moxie I watch is Moxie Boosted.
Loving your own culture is now racist. Protecting your family from criminals is now fascist. Loving your own religion is now Islamophobic.
Okay, so he just misses the point of why these things get labeled as the way they do, especially the Islamophobe part. Being white and being American doesn't automatically make you a racist. What makes you a racist is when you put down other races to make your race feel superior. And the same thing goes for the Islamophobic part. If you're a Christian, you're not Islamophobic by principle. What makes you Islamophobic is when you just insult or be prejudiced against Muslim people. I mean, I have Christian ties myself and no one calls me an Islamophobe for it.
It's probably because I don't disrespect Muslims.
And lastly, I do not need to explain about what's wrong for him thinking that liberals think that it's fascist that people protect themselves from criminals.
What if the criminal was white?
Pedro Pascal and Stephen Colbert went on TV and shared a kiss recently to promote his new movie aimed at children.
The amount of pussy you have to be to censor a kiss simply because they're the same gender. If it's a boy and a girl, you would have no problem.
That's right, Disney thought it was okay for two men to kiss on TV to promote a children's film.
Not really marketed towards children because that movie is rated PG-13, but continue on.
But they're gonna spin around and say conservatives are the ones we need to be concerned about. Right.
Yeah, guys, conservatives, they never do something like that. They'll never harm children like that. They're the protectors of children, guys.
Getting ready for Pride Month, the ultra-gay city of Boston just announced it will be hosting 19 drag queen story hours for children. Every year at these events, Redditors skip the furry convention for a weekend to show up at these events and expose themselves to children. But guys, remember, conservatives are the problematic ones.
Okay, so this is just double standards at his part. You wanna know why? Since he has a very strong focus on LGBTQ people being very inappropriate towards children, I can do the same thing with conservatives also being inappropriate towards children, including the President of the United States. Also, I don't know why AndyPants is trying to imply that pedophilia is mostly an LGBTQ thing, where I can pull up a couple of news outlets or incidences involving children getting harmed that isn't from LGBTQ people, but rather straight people. Don't get me wrong, there's some bad apples in the LGBTQ community, but AndyPants strongly has a bias towards that group being inappropriate towards children and no one else.
The Charlie Kirk shooting, the Nashville shooting, the Colorado Springs shooting, the Trump assassination attempt. Basically every public shooting from the past 2 years was carried out by a trans person.
Okay, this guy is just blatantly lying now. Well, besides one, but 3 he's lying about. There is no proof that this guy who shot and killed Charlie Kirk is trans. There is no proof that this guy who shot Donald Trump is trans. And there's no proof that this person who did the Colorado shooting back in 2019 is also trans. Matter of fact, I can only think of one perpetrator who was actually trans in the span of 3 years of like infamous school shootings. So for him saying that most of the shootings being carried by trans people is also a lie. This is also a dangerous lie because he is just inviting more hatred towards a group of people for something that isn't even true. For someone who wants to portray themselves as normal, generalizing a group of people like that isn't really normal in my opinion.
Allow me to congratulate you on being totally and utterly wrong.
But Republicans are the dangerous ones. Right. In the UK and France right now, there's skyrocketing rape rates and terrorist attacks perpetuated exclusively by illegal migrants. But the fat white liberal women who work at game studios will call you fascist and Islamophobic for pointing out this obvious fact.
Yeah, guys, these races and group of people are bad and evil to our society. But us conservatives, we can do no wrong, right? Like, do I really need to explain about how bigoted this type of mindset is?
Boys, why has basic common sense and decency become such a rare thing these days?
Yeah, guys, avoid Disney Plus at all costs.
What I really want to talk about, though, is how this has spilled over into video games. I open up Xbox Communist Pass and everything is just so fucking gay, and none of these games are made for normal people anymore.
Ah yes, when I open up Xbox Game Pass, the communism is radiating inside my body. And for some reason, when I play these games, I somehow have feelings towards other men. Xbox, more like our box.
I mean, compare this artsy slop with peak Xbox magazines from 2001. I think you can see the difference.
It's almost like they're magazines.
So I think the best example of how game journalists just hate normal people now was the release of Pragmata. So this game came out about a month ago and is one of the most wholesome things I've ever played. You play as a dad protecting his surrogate android daughter. People were calling it Dad Space. But the wild thing is, you could see the game factory resetting OnlyFans whores in real time.
Factoring resetting, you know what? I'm not gonna bother finishing that. Do I really need to explain about what's wrong here?
Goodbye, sir. I will not even dignify that argument with a response.
Yeah, baby, we did it. This is how we say good job.
She's never received a high five before. Aww. She wants a high five.
Factoring resetting woman. What on earth did you mean by this?
I'm counting on you, kiddo.
Oh, this is so cute.
Years of feminist programming was being completely undone in real time as women realized why God made them. Not to be sluts on OnlyFans, but to have children.
Okay, first of all, you show no proof of these women having any sort of OnlyFans account. All you've shown is clips of women acting pretty wholesomely towards this game. And second of all, you just implied that woman's only purpose is to reproduce children. I don't know about you, Andy, but that sounds kinda creepy to me. Did Swag co-wrote this video or something?
This is creepy!
What happened next was wild though, and was the ultimate self-report. The challenge of not sexualizing a child was simply too hard for Reddit, and the LGBTQ crowd started talking about how Pragmata was, and I quote, pedo bait.
Pragmata was not problematic. And I think the other one is supposed to say that the discussion around the game has made them uncomfortable. Dude, this guy is basically taking your side. He is basically saying that Pragmata isn't the problem itself. It's the discussion around it. Like, how did you read this and still miss the fucking point?
Stacey Henley is a trans weirdo on the site The Gamer who literally can't go 2 seconds without talking about Diana in a sexual way somehow.
You and your fucking lies!
Bro, imagine you were playing Last of Us in 2013, super wholesome game about Joel protecting Ellie. Now imagine a leftist drives by and yells, pedo bait.
Do you just see anyone that disagrees with you a liberal? If so, then that's kind of concerning.
You would just laugh at them and be like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Why would you even bring that up? That's so weird to bring that up.
Okay, here we got an instance where AndyPants is actually right for once. Like, there was no reason for Pragmata to have the discourse as it did. And I talked about one of the more extreme examples of this point, where TLDR, someone accuses another person of using their own dead daughter to promote Pragmata, among many other things. I mean, I highly recommend actually watching the video to get the full context, but you get my point. I mean, the only problem with AndyPants making this point was he was being disingenuous a couple seconds ago, but yeah.
Anytime somebody calls something pedo bait when literally nobody even brought that up, you should start checking dude's hard drive. I'm talking about Actman, Angry Joe, Destiny, Hassan. It's always projection. It's always a self-report.
First of all, Actman didn't say anything about Pragmata. Seems like someone still cannot hold the L there. Second of all, this is the only instance of Angry Joe addressing Pragmata anywhere so far. Is it because he said dash space in the thumbnail and that's why he's here? And third of all, according to Dead Domain themselves, you actually had to go out of your way to find that picture of them, which kinda casts some suspicion on you, Andy. Also, I forgot, he says check their hard drives, even though the person that needs to check their hard drives is AndyPants Gaming himself, due to him having CSAM in his own video game.
Perverts like you.
Guys, but the funny thing about Pragmata and an entire group of Reddit leftist weirdos projecting their own weird desires onto a wholesome game.
Keep in mind he said that because this will be relevant pretty shortly.
You know, I thought, and it reminded me of something, and it reminded me of a game that I created about a year ago. It came out in May 2025.
Alright guys, this is the other reason why I'm making this video. I had a suspicion he will mention his game in this video because he mentioned Pragmata and those games had a similar vibe to it. Well, not literally, but have the same like aspect to it. But I did not expect him to actually mention his game. Also, a little side note, this game is the reason why there's a good chance you'll hear the phrase "my wife left and took the kids" on pretty much any video clowning on AndyPants.
So just to give you a summary of Chad versus the Gay Nazis, basically this game, it's about a man, all these leftist cucks and weirdos are running the government, and they're the gay Nazis, and they take this, Chad is the main character, and they take his daughter from him. And so, you know, I can't say on YouTube because I'm going to get banned.
So he said some of the most derogatory terms against women you could probably think of, but draws the line at kill. Don't even joke, mate.
I can't say what he did to them, but let's just say he removed these people from existence and he went after them. And so the game is about a bunch of LGBTQ pedos who take this dad's daughter and he comes after them.
Yeah, guys, because that's a totally normal thing to do. Let me take all the ideologies I don't agree with, stereotype them in the most derogatory way possible, make them the bad guys in my game, so my totally not self-insert character kills them all, while also depicting sexual images of a child dedicated to my daughter.
And guys, I don't even care that my game got banned. Like, it's so ridiculous because Steam has the most vile, disgusting porn you've ever seen, and yet my game gets banned.
This is like one of the most copium arguments that you can make. Just because there's some stuff out there that are worse doesn't make your product any more better. Like, you still broke tier S. I don't know what, but I suspect either hate speech for obvious reasons or the fact you put CSAM in your own game.
My perfectly wholesome game in which a man defends his daughter gets banned. My perfectly wholesome game. My perfectly wholesome game.
My perfectly wholesome game. My perfectly wholesome game.
My perfectly wholesome game.
And how right they are. It's hard to fight stupid with logic after all.
You know, sometimes when I watch videos to respond to, I feel like I am falling for a massive bait designed to stir outrage. And I feel like this video and AndyPants' content at large falls into that category. And I low-key respect the grind for a little bit. But my problem is that there are people who unironically agrees with what AndyPants is saying now. And that's even more concerning. He says that this game is wholesome. He says that this game, where the protagonist, which is basically his self-insert, goes around and kills basically almost every ideology that he doesn't agree with. Wholesome. You cannot make this up. He's just self-promoting himself I'm just gonna speed this because we still have 9 minutes left, so yeah.
But guys, as always, this happened with Pragmata, and this happened with my game, Chad versus the Gay Nazis. When the light appears, when something good, beautiful, and true appears, there's always freaks who want to twist it, like, and do the satanic work that they always do.
Yeah, okay. But the difference is, Pragmata is an actual game. Your game is just a dark, twisted fantasy. No Kanye West.
So specifically, I'm talking about people like Ackman, Hassan, Dead Domain, and all these freaks. By the way, bro, what's up with all these? So that we got the Ackman in this photo here, bro. What's up with all the like kids' toys, dude? Are you running a daycare? Do you have children regularly over at your house, bro?
Is this a serious argument? This is like calling certain adults weirdos because they have Pokemon plushies. Well, yeah, Pokemon is mainly targeted towards children, but not primarily children. They're for fucking everyone. Like, at this point, this guy is just saying shit now.
Like, it's just creepy, man. So, basically, when my game came out a year ago, Chad versus the Gay Nazis, Ackman got so triggered by my anti-pedo game.
Triggered. That's certainly a word choice.
That he started telling people my wife and kids left me. Hang on, I got a funny audio clip for that. Babe, did you know that these losers on the internet said that you took the kids and left me? What do you think about that? Just say something.
I don't know what to say. Well, that's hilarious because I'm standing right here and we just put the kids down for bed.
For the most part, when I usually respond to people, I don't do like quote-unquote petty critiques. It goes beyond the lines of, no you did not, or what you did must be AI, or some petty shit like that. Without like actual proof, it's just me being petty. But here, it just feels like he used AI for that video clip. But even if this audio voice is real, I don't feel sorry for people saying that your wife left and took the kids. You did this to yourself. Ever since your Who Killed Masculinity in Video Games video, most of your videos is just you whining about stuff that you don't like or you don't agree with. And you use these issues to gaslight yourself into thinking that society is out to get you and people like you. Where in reality, the people who is only believing this shit is you and your cycle jerk of fans or content creators who make basically the similar content as you. And in your case, you gaslit yourself so hard that you make a video game about it. Like, son. Oh, I forgot. This video is called The War on Normal People. And he's just complaining about people who criticized him. This video is so directionless, man.
But guys, then the other hilarious thing was that this weirdo, like, look at this dude, man. This dude like dresses up and thinks that it's a woman. Dead Domain is his name, and he just dresses up and tries to convince people that he's a chick.
While AndyPants isn't wrong, he isn't white either. Dead Domain is not a woman, but he isn't a man either. They are non-binary. It's not like AndyPants fucks with non-binary people anyways, but continue on.
Bro, why do you have kids to he is a freak.
His wife left him and took the kids.
I'm a teenage girl!
And he called my Chad game CP.
Because there is, and there's video proof of this. Oh, for the record, if the video sounds weird, it's because I'm actually screen recording it this time. It's because I don't really like downloading longer videos, especially when my storage is almost full, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point.
Program sponsored by the maker to identify 10-year-olds who show potential as sex workers. I love that he's like sex workers, strippers, and dude, I'm sorry. He just showed what are they clearly don't look like it, but what are supposed to be 10-year-old strippers? Again, my dude. You control the buttons you press when you make the fucking game, dude. You're the one making these elaborate, bizarre fucking fantasies. I moved to your Twitch chat. Thank you for 100 bits, Screw Bucket. I'm like dying squirt. Wait, was that was in the background? I was looking at the chat. He had AI generated CP in the background? Dude, how the fuck did you put this out? And he has spent the last week being like, yeah, the woke, they want to censor my game. It's like, no, it's because you're a fucking sociopath, bro.
But hey, it's those pesky libtards being the weird ones and causing all your problems in society. Why, Andy?
Perverts like you.
Which you can go download my game above and you can play it right now and you can see that it doesn't contain anything like that. It's a completely wholesome game.
Okay, if that video that I just shown did not convince you, first of all, I don't know what it is. And second of all, I highly recommend not playing that game for curiosity. Play something more meaningful like 100 Line or something. You meet this handsome little guy and also this handsome woman.
But guys, what this all comes down to really is these people need Jesus. They need Jesus Christ. They're disgusting creatures. They're awful people.
Like you've got room to talk.
And it's ironic to bring this all back to Pragmata. They're always projecting, man. They see stuff like this, and because their brain is so rotted by porn and their minds are so dark and evil, they can't have normal thoughts. It is unable for them to have normal thoughts.
AndyPants, understand that getting called out for your wrongdoings is offensive to you, and I'm very sorry that offends you.
I'm very sorry that offends you.
But just because those people called you out on your bullshit does not mean that they're morally inferior to you. Also, it's funny that he says that those people are unable to have normal thoughts. Dude, what normal person goes out of their way to make a video game expressing how much they hate LGBTQ people or Jewish people or whatever? Like, dude, it's almost like he doesn't even believe some of the shit he's saying, but his fan base eat this all up.
But again, guys, it's just projection. It's always Jewish projection. They have a thought, and so they accuse you of having the thoughts that they have in order to take the focus off of them.
Jesus Lord, do I really need to explain about why AndyPants is like one of the last people to say that? Okay, the next section of his video is just him whining about 3 video games, one of them being Mixtape. And he says basically the same shit he's been saying throughout his video, so it'll be uninteresting. So I'm just going to respond to certain parts of the section that stands out to me. But these responses will be very quick because this video is very long and it will take up more and more space the longer this video is, so let's just begin.
So when I go downstairs and open up my family's generic Samsung TV, literally one of the first things I see is an icon to play the game Mixtape. And then I go on Steam and I see there's 130 people playing this game and it just came out. Bro, how is this possible that this game is on every TV screen in America and nobody's playing it?
Andy, just because your TV has it doesn't mean that every TV has it. That's like 3 fallacies all at once. That's a new record for Andy.
Oh right, it's just another AstroTurf game funded by gay Jewish billionaires hoping they can spend trillions of dollars trying to convince you that men are evil and women are inherently good.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Let's just say I hope some of these people end up in Idaho, if you know what I mean.
Yeah guys, these people deserve to get executed by firing squad. These people should get killed, because that's totally a normal thing to say. Am I right, guys?
Aphelion is the latest globalist homo attempt to make you think that if you're a white guy...
Andy, come on, man. For someone whose name is AndyPants Gaming, I have the suspicion that this guy doesn't even play these games. AndyPants Gaming? More like Andy Puta Gaming.
The game cost $20 million to make.
No, that's wrong.
Bro, why is this chick so dog ugly, for real? If you're gonna have a black chick, like at least make her hot. There are beautiful black women out there. Why did they pick the busted down one working in a McDonald's drive-thru? But it gets worse because all the white women are dykey and have boy haircuts as well. Like, Dude, who is this for? Who is playing this?
So I played that in full, but like, my brain isn't too strong enough to respond to here. I feel like this guy is intentionally picking out games to prove his point because, let's be honest, did you guys even heard of this game up to this point? Be honest. Now, thankfully, we're in the home stretch, so let's finish this once and for all.
All right, boys, so just to tie things up here, I wanted to talk about why.
Pride is both individual and collective. As a queer sick man, it's about authenticity. It's about boldness and impact.
Why is everything so gay, so evil, so degenerate?
You saying this in this administration is not lost on me.
And I think you might be surprised by my answer this time. If you look at America and you trace our history back to 1776, and now you ask this, outside of consumerism and buying stuff, what is the one thing that always united us as a people? And I'll tell you, it's Christianity. The church was and always has been the center of spiritual and public life in America. And this is because 90% of the people who founded America the first 200 years just came from Europe, which was predominantly white and Christian. So if you, like me, have often asked, what happened to America? Well, it's quite simple. We forgot Christianity.
What I'm about to say may be a reach, but I kinda don't get this type of thinking. Because it just comes across as, yeah, things back then used to be this way, therefore it has to be this way, all the time, with no direct changes. It makes me to believe that he is against evolution just because the ideologies become less and less prejudiced within time, and it's ideologies that he doesn't agree with or like. Churches and Christianity as a whole is still really huge in America, so I feel like this is just fear-mongering at his part.
We substituted church with, quote, I'm a moral person, quote, I can be moral in my own way.
This just proves my point about his way of thinking. If your standards of being a normal person is to follow Christian values, then that says a lot about you. Also, he said this while showing the Black Lives Matter movement, as if that's inherently a bad thing. That gotta be a dog whistle or something.
American culture doesn't look to the Bible anymore for its morality, and this has created all the problems we're seeing. People look to Marvel movies, they look to OnlyFans, they look to Twitch now.
The next trick on my sleeve to destroy Christian values is to have people pay no attention to the Bible. And I'm going to replace it with women's rights, LGBTQ people, Jewish people, Marvel movies, OnlyFans, and left-wing ideologies. And once those are in effect, this society will be mine to conquer. Oh wait, they're already in a society that's still Christian heavy. I should probably plan harder.
Is it any wonder our society is retarded now? Guys, if LGBTQ is okay, why not pedophilia? Why not polygamy? Why not incest? Why not sex with animals?
Holy slippery slope fallacy from hell. There's only one word to answer this. Consent. The reason why same-sex relationships even happen is because of two people consenting to said relationship. And that's the craziest thing about AndyPants. He pours in so much energy on stuff that he isn't even involved in any direct way. Oh, this will be a long tangent since this is the last time I'm covering AndyPants' videos. I don't give a fuck anymore. And that's basically AndyPants' content in a nutshell. Antagonize people he doesn't agree with in the most derogatory way possible and portrays himself as the Chad or being objectively correct. That's why in a couple of videos that responds to his bullshit, he comments on them saying shit like this. Like the amount of group of people he targets in almost every single video that he's made ever since the Who Killed Masculinity video. I am kinda shocked that this channel is even up on YouTube. And it'll be a miracle if this video gets no restrictions at all, despite the really extreme shit that's been said throughout this video. I mean, this comment sums up AndyPants' content pretty nicely. And Andy, if you're watching this, you're no Chad, you're not revolutionary, you're not the savior of Christianity. You are an insecure poser who complains about society not being the way you wanted, while simultaneously validating young people's bigotry in society, which could potentially escalate things if influenced enough. You are like the worst type of Christian, the Christian that either used their religion to validate their hatred/crimes, or use their religion to put down other religions. And it's not the Act Man, nor Dead Domain, nor the woke left to blame in this situation. The only one to blame in this situation is you.
Guys, once you do away with God and you create your own morality, nothing is off limits anymore. So what can you do now to become more in line with American historical culture? And it's quite simple. Go to church with your family every week, read the Bible, because the Bible is the foundation of Western civilization, and the more you study it, the more life will make sense.
Alright, moral of story here, go to church, because that's what being a normal human being looks like. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I apologize if this was an almost 40-minute video. I mean, this happens when you say a bunch of bullshit in a short amount of time. I think it's called a gish gallop. And as I said before, this will be the last AndyPants video. If you say something that's somehow worse than this, I will not recognize it. I'll just move on to something more better. And yeah. And I'll just close off here. What you guys think about this? And yeah, this is Forza Dawn Prayer and Mario. Peace.